What's up, guys? Okay, that was really dorky. Alright, so as you can see here, we have a really big old Scorpy boy. As we've done before, you guys know I did the DNA Designs upgrade kit for him for the gun, shield, head, these thingies, random little bits down here on the legs. But I was waiting on the next one to come out, which is this one, the DK-23. And this is the leg extensions to make him taller, because they argue that he should be taller. And I mean, I can't not argue with them. Or rather, I can't not agree with them. So, there's the box. Whoop-de-doo, it's got stuff and things and stuff. And sorry, downstairs neighbors, I keep forgetting. In the box, you get these parts right here. So that's each leg. I believe they're, no, they are actually reversed, so I gotta remember that. So that'll be our lefty, that'll be our righty. You also get a little bit of baggie of screws, and I think those are little rubber feetums to keep his feet from sliding, so that's good. So basically all I'm gonna need is a little screwdriver from my Cobalt set, potentially from the Ecto one. And I'm gonna show how to install it, and I'll show the comparison in height, because that's what every person getting this kit is getting. So realistically, I'll just show the difference between an unmodified leg and the other one. It will require basically completely disassembling the legs and reassembling new parts. And I think this is probably the most complex one they've done, definitely the most in-depth change they're making. I mean, you're literally changing a third of the figure, which is crazy. And they're trying to match the paint and detail work and all that, so they're going to be remolding it. That's where I talked about in the ARC out-the-box reaction. Hopefully, they'll do something similar with the ARC, change up the legs, change up the thrusters, reform it so the ARC looks better, and even give us the final thruster. If they're willing to go this far for Scorpinok to just be, like, I don't know, a few centimeters taller, you know, then they could fix the ARC pretty easily, realistically. So, let's get started. I'm going to have to mess with the camera and everything like that, and then we'll do the thing. Okay, so right off the bat, you can see the difference of the new leg. The green is just a hair different. They're really good about their color matching, but they're not going to be perfect. I mean, they've even got the back door going on here and all that. And in theory, you should still use this same piece that came in the previous upgrade. So this part should transfer over as well. So the feet aren't going to change. You're literally going to change the feet over, the knees over, and a few of these other parts all transfer to the new part. So that's what I'm going to have a heck of a time filming. So bear with me, guys. Okay, so I've got my instructions here. Okay, so there's all of the base parts there. So you start here with disassembling the thigh. I'm going to go left leg first, and then we'll go from there. Oh, now I just thought about it. I hope my screwdriver will work for this. Okay. And even though it does come with new screws, I'm going to hold on to the old ones just in case, because when it came down to the upgrade for the Scorpion legs, I found it easier to use the original screws, where the new ones never felt like they bit in properly. Okay, so in theory, this should break in half. Yep. Okay, so we've got each half of the leg, and I know they want to save the ratchets at very least, so set that aside. So once again, we can see side by side, the color is close. This isn't quite as vibrant. And I think it's interesting, so you see this part here is going to be underneath, or on top of, this existing part. So that's interesting, to say the least. Okay, so it says to keep the ratchets, the clips of all three parts here. I don't know if I can get that one out proper. Let's see here. It's in a weird place. There we go. Okay. So basically we're going to just toss this, but just so you can see the comparison, they match that paint almost perfect, but how much bigger just the thigh is, you know. And then actually it looks like they got almost dead on match for the purple. So that part basically we're just tossing. We don't even need that anymore. So that's the thing. Okay, so I've got the screws here just in case. Set those over here. So now we're going to dissect the leg. Hold on, let me move him out of the way here so we can see what I'm doing. So I need to remove this because I'm going to need that later. Plus I wouldn't be able to get into that screw hole. So it is these three screws. These three screws, we three kings. Come on, there we go. And guys, once again, it is hot under these kitchen lights. So I'm gonna be sweaty after this, and I apologize. Also, apologies for sniffing a lot. I'm still getting over the sinus infection, and you know, it's just that time of year where the weather is changing all the time. I think I got it. Okay. And so one thing they did, because they knew that it would be a pain, they don't want you to have to repin anything, so they just give you all new parts. So like this whole back door section here, they literally just remolded it. It's the exact same part. They just remolded it. You just have to switch over this. Okay, I think that's loose. Oop, hold on. 2 screws. Is that all of them? Yep, that's all 3. Okay. Okay, so you gotta make sure that all this is out of the way or else it won't separate. Okay, so pulled that out. Ratchet fell out. That's good. We want the actual knee, very much like a Gundam. Go ahead and pull. That might be screwed in place again somewhere else. That doesn't want to come out just yet, so we'll work with it. But that appears to be what holds the entire foot in place, so that definitely has to come out. Is the screw out? Yeah, it's out. Okay. So now I gotta wonder if there's something else. Alright, so pop that off, and we transfer it over. Yeah, that should just come off. It just stuck. There it goes. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now we've got the entire shin part gone. Don't even need it. Toss all of that. We want to keep this. Toss that. So all our old leg parts are now over there. And now we've got the new leg parts. Just be careful here. So that's got to go in there. So we've got the spot where the knee goes. I'm not entirely certain where the ratchet went, since it fell out on me when I was moving it. Okay. The new little guard piece here slips over here. Just sort of rests in place. Yep, it's fitted pretty nicely to that. Once again, you don't even bother taking the foot off. Okay, so let's go by the instructions, shall we? All right, so the right side. I'm gonna open that up just to make room. Line up all the pins and holes. Yeah. Slide it together. Do I have it right? Oh, you know what? I think I have the wrong. I think this is actually the right leg, not the left leg. Or that should be the right leg. Hold on. The hinge goes to the inside. No, this is backwards. So this one is actually the left leg, not the right leg. That's why I was like, wait, that doesn't fit. So make sure I keep all those parts together. So keep in mind, that might happen. So this is the correct one. This is the actual right. This is the right side leg. Make sure you get that correct. So nothing attached to there. So I was confused for a second. I was like, wait, that doesn't look right. Okay, so once again, put this back on here. Wherever it needs to line up. Now we insert this. I was like, that just doesn't work. Okay. So line all that up. Squeeze it all together. So you can see there how that works. I'm going to tilt the camera up a little bit more, since we're going to be working on the legs. So that's that. What else? Where did I put that? Okay, so here's the ratchet again. That goes in this little pocket right here. So that's a good thing. Go ahead and take the knee, put it in there. And we're just sandwiching the new parts together, huh? Looks like. Okay. Yeah, because the rest of it went in the thigh. Okay, so that's good to know. All right. Where are the new screws? Ah, crap. Where did the little baggie go? Ah, found it. All right. And I think that the new, like the little rubber pad thingies. Actually, you know what? I don't know exactly where they go. So we'll find out. Alright, so I need 3 of these. I assume that every screw in here is exactly the same. Makes life easy. Okay. So just to qualify it, they're ever so slightly different though. But that's okay, because they made their own holes. You're not using pre-existing holes for these. So actually, in this one, since you're not using pre-existing stuff, it makes sense to go ahead and use the screws they gave you. These are 2.6 mil by 10 mil, for those who care about such things. Yeah, the green isn't a perfect match, but it's pretty close. Sometimes I feel like Hasbro very closely guards that stuff. Or maybe there's a deal that literally says you can't match our plastics perfectly. But I guess, actually just having a slight variance isn't that bad, if I'm honest. I think like it kind of makes it a little more interesting, Okay, so that's this part of the leg done. We could take this, still plug it back in. Nice. So even their own upgrade part does fit there. Take this and then we just clip it back on to the new one. Clip it back on over here. Foot still functions, so that's good. All right, so I gotta have the correct thigh. This was the left side thigh. Wait, why are there holes on both sides? Hold on, that doesn't make sense. Scary. Are the thighs the same? Oh, the thighs are the same. Okay, so it doesn't matter. So I guess that just means you can screw it together from one side or the other, in theory. How does that work? That won't work. You can only screw it in from the... No, it has holes. So I guess those aren't the screw holes. That's crazy. Okay, so for the thigh, we need to go ahead and reconstruct it. So this one is going to go here. The clippy goes down here. Make sure it's stuck in good. I don't know what is considered stuck in good, if I'm honest. Okay, and then we've got the other one that I'm not sure where it goes. Oh, it goes straight back in there. That's right. Okay. Alright, so we need to assemble this around the thigh. Go ahead and make the leg as straight as possible. Like that. That's weird, there's a gap. Oh, that's why. Okay. Ooh. Even though it's all the same original parts, it doesn't feel as good. Okay, so now we need to reconnect it here. Around that guy. Why is that not fitting? There it goes. Okay. New screws. New screw. As MGO would say. New screw. Alright. Drop one in there. One in there. One in there. Don't want to tighten it up all the way. I'm going to give it some leeway. That is not closing. Hold on, I gotta squeeze it together. There we go. I think it was stuck between a tooth. You know what? I think I've got the wrong gear in the wrong spot. Let me go look. Because that ratchet doesn't feel the same, and it should. Oh, wait, what? Hold on. It's saying... Oh, the gaskets are to fill it up. Okay, so you put these inside to make sure the ratchets are tight. That's funny. Okay, okay. Interesting. On both of these, you need to do that. See, I was wondering what the gaskets were for. They're actually to thicken this up. Right? How do you do it? Hold on. So I didn't have to do that for the leg. So do I do 4 in each? Because one doesn't fit. Yeah, see, doubles. Maybe it's just supposed to double stack them and insert. Yeah, because 4 in each wouldn't fit. There's only so many. So, pay attention to instructions, kids. I missed that. So that's to beef up the ratchets. So, do that and then insert. That explains it. I guess maybe disassembling it weakens them, or lets them flex too much, which is 100% viable, considering what I'm literally seeing, you know, where the ratchet was loose. Okay, so put that back together. So, like I said, you don't do that for the rest of the leg, just there. Okay, so... 1, 2. Gauge that there. Okay, so leg done. Oh yeah, that's a tight ass ratchet. Although, alright. So, let's see exactly how big of a difference that made. That much. I mean, that's a solid, like, that's at least an inch. That's at least an inch taller. That's crazy. Like, even I didn't expect that. So that's pretty awesome. Alright, I'm not going to bother filming the other leg construction. I'll just come back when we're done. Alright, so I got that on there. One thing I did not take into consideration was this thigh is the same as this one. So I had to remember the screws went in the opposite side. But got them all back together. Works good. The ratchets feel funny, even though they're the same ratchets. It's just that happens when you got to disassemble something like that. Let me see here. The knees still work fine, especially the upper knee. That works good. It should still work out pretty good, even in Scorpion mode. You know, because the legs are the backpack. It just means they'll probably protrude forward just a hair more, but you can also still mess with the knees and kind of get that there. But here's an important comparison. So next to what used to be the biggest spot I owned. So now you can see at the head, he's now taller than the DX9 Omega Supreme. Now this guy used to be taller than him at the head, like as of an hour ago. You know, so this guy is now a little over an inch taller than he used to be, putting him on par, if not just a hair taller at the head, than DX9 Omega. Now, mind you, Omega and Scorpinok are not meant to be the same size. Omega is technically a little bit over combiner sized, or roughly the same size as Devastator, whereas Scorpinok is a city bot. So, but that's just how I have them displayed. It is what it is. And for those wondering how he compares to the Arc is in there, and I'm not putting him back in bot mode anytime soon. So, but the Arc would have been shorter anyways. The Arc is, I think, roughly the size of the Hasbro Omega, which is packed away, so I don't have him out to compare. But just know this guy's going to be significantly taller than that anyway. So now he should be taller than the original Fort Max from Hasbro. So I don't have Fort Max or Metroplex. I do want those. I think that would be better comparison. Realistically, I would probably even reorganize my shelves and my displays if I had those. So I would have him fighting Fort Max and have Omega fighting Devastator and, you know, things like that. You know, and then Metroplex would just sort of be there. Because I can't get a hold of a Trypticon either. I can buy, I guess, the Legends version is still available, but that's $300, and I'm not paying that for a Trypticon that went down to sale at $60 at Ollie's, you know, a few years ago. So, but that's it for the DNA Design upgrade kit. It's definitely worth it. Now, mind you, once you've gotten around to getting the gun, the add-ons here, the shield, the new Scorpion legs, and the leg extensions, you've already paid for this figure over, or almost, I think. Let's see, so it was 160 thereabouts, and I think each individual part is $40 to $50 for the upgrades. I think the legs were a little bit more. I think they were like 60, maybe 70. So you're basically paying for the whole figure over again to basically give him everything Hasbro was lacking. Now, I did mention before, DNA has the same rifle for Fort Max and Grand Max. The only other thing I wish they could do would be engineer a new way for the claws to maneuver so that you could rotate not just up here, but inside the claw. So you can rotate below the elbow joint, which would give you so much more expressiveness and so much more ability, but also much more difficult So you'd have to engineer, you'd have to take the claw apart, do this part, add a whole swivel joint, make his arm probably just a hair longer to make that fit. I mean, it's a doable thing, and it's something I would absolutely love to do. So DNA, if you're taking on any ideas, by all means, that'd be cool. The plastics themselves feel about the same as the Hasbro plastics, whereas I think when it came to the Scorpion legs, they felt cheaper than the Hasbro ones, which I find funny. The color match for the purple is almost dead on. Color match for the green, the original green is brighter. It is what it is. And there's a less smooth finish to the DNA parts. They look good. I like that they painted it. The you're replacing the parts that already exist with exactly matching parts. Like for the back of the leg, that becomes like the extension. That kind of stuff. Oh, by the way, that made him wonky. So I think absolutely worth it to make your Scorpinok bigger, to give him more guns, to give him the big gun, as it were, to give him the gigantic shield, which isn't necessary, but fun, and still, of course, does integrate even into the other modes. And, having slightly longer legs probably also makes the Scorpion mode just ever so that much better. I think the only upgrade that I think isn't worth it is the clear face visor. Here, we're just slamming the door, so... But guys, that's it for this update review, customization review, however you want to look at it. Hope you have enjoyed it. Yes, I'm sorry there isn't a whole lot of Gunpla content right now. That's just the way life is going. I apologize. But for now, we at least got Transformer stuff. And one thing that's interesting, I've got these bits and pieces left over from the legs. I think I'm going to integrate them into a Cybertronian diorama, use them as like buildings or blocks of stuff. I think that would be very interesting, just to keep those parts, reutilize them. I might even utilize the extra leftover guns that he had, the non-posable guns. Those would actually, can I still use? I could probably mount them somewhere on here and have a pretty cool gun turret. Realistically, I could just flat out glue it right to the top of that thing and have a really badass gun turret for a display option. So don't just throw away your parts if you're modifying this, because you could do some cool stuff with it after the fact. So, but I'll catch you guys next time. Remember, as always, keep on nerding and sort of keep on building.